What's going on, guys? Welcome back to our Legacy of Goku II playthrough. Last we left off, Vegeta transformed into a Super Saiyan, surprised the rest of the Z Warriors, beat the crap out of and destroyed Android 19, and Android 20 ended up taking off, and now we're playing as Piccolo to chase them all down. Now, Piccolo is at level 21 right now. It's a relatively low level, and if we go just a little bit north, there's nothing between us and a fight with Dr. Gero, Android 20. So I need to level up a bit before I encounter him. I don't know the best way to do this. Plus there's a golden capsule I know that I missed that I wanted to go back and grab. So we're going to go ahead and zip on down south, and then we're going to go to the west, and then I'm going to beat some of these guys up and try my luck here. So I didn't mention this, I don't think, before in previous playthroughs, but I've been watching the Dragon Ball Z episodes that coincide with the events happening in this game. And one of my favorite episodes of all time, one of my favorite moments in Dragon Ball Z, is when Vegeta transforms into a Super Saiyan for the first time. That is, I don't know, I can't help it. I can't help it. That is like what I think is the pinnacle of awesomeness. There's that gold capsule within Dragon Ball Z. Granted, everybody has their favorite moments. Close second is when Trunks shows up and defeats Frieza as a Super Saiyan, showing us the very first time that there are other Super Saiyans out there. But Vegeta transforming was just so rad. From the dialogue that was shared in the game that mirrors what was in the anime, like, it's just a really cool moment. Because every one of the Super Saiyans in the series, they all, for the most part, wanted to become a Super Saiyan, more or less, under different circumstances. Trunks, he wanted to become a Super Saiyan because he wanted to help Gohan fight the androids. I think it can be said that Gohan actually wanted Trunks to be a Super Saiyan more than Trunks did. Mostly. That's what it seemed like. He was trying to motivate him, trying to help him, trying to train him to become a Super Saiyan. Goku, on the other hand, was doing the same thing for Gohan in the Hyperbolic Time Chamber. He wanted Gohan to be the one to take on Cell and win that fight, because he knew ultimately that was going to be what had to happen. Any other Super Saiyan that would have appeared, they were influenced by something else. Vegeta was the only one who was influenced by himself. And you could probably make the argument that he was influenced by Goku being stronger than him, but Vegeta didn't really have an outside influence pushing him to be a Super Saiyan like the others did. Like, Goku wasn't in his face like, all right, Vegeta, this is how you become a Super Saiyan, this is what you do. It wasn't like that. So it was very different. Vegeta's motivation was strictly his own. And when he finally did it, it was outstanding. Now, granted, in the game, we actually get to see Vegeta transform into a Super Saiyan for the very first time when it happens. Because we're playing as Vegeta at that time, we're on that planet. Vegeta, you know, has that emotional breakdown, and that's how he lets go, and all of a sudden that's when Super Saiyan's status happens. In the anime, in the manga, it's a little bit different. Android 19 is beating on Goku, which it was never 100% clear to me if Goku was outclassed by Android 19, or if Android 19's only advantage was that Goku had the heart virus attacking. Because as I watched this episode last night, I was like trying to figure it out. Because it looked to me, I gotta save it this time so I don't lose out. It looked to me like Goku might have actually lost against Android 19 as well. But it's hard to say. It's hard to say. I don't know. There might have been a moment that I wasn't paying attention and it was made obvious as to what was the truth there for clarity, but I don't actually know. Dang it, where's the save point? Might have to go back up north for that. Whatever. I'll just deal with it in a bit. If my health gets too low, that's when I'll worry about saving it. But anyway, I digress big time. Point is, Vegeta wanted to become a Super Saiyan so badly. When he finally does in the anime, like, it shakes you at your core. He's given up, which is one of the very few times we see that happening. The only other time in recent memory that I can think of where Vegeta has actually given up is when, in the OVA about Broly, I think the first Broly one, when he talks about how there's no point in fighting Broly, he's a legendary Super Saiyan, like, he's gonna kill them all, there's nothing they can do. And that really got to me too. That was an emotional moment for me as well. And remember, like, Vegeta has only cried, I think, maybe like once or twice. And the first time, and the only one I can remember, even though I feel like there might have been one more time, is he was crying when he was explaining to Goku on Planet Namek about how Frieza had destroyed their people. And he pleads and begs for Goku to stop Frieza at all costs. And Goku kind of, vows to do that and avenge their race, etc., and he cries. But it's not like Vegeta was giving up. Vegeta was dying in that moment. But he showed an emotional side, which I think it's obvious to every Dragon Ball fan that your emotions as a Saiyan are what allows you to unlock the super ability. Without emotions, you can't tap into that potential, and you can't unlock that power and that transformation, and all the transformations that come after that. So when Vegeta opens up to Goku about how Frieza needs to save their planet, it feels like he's kind of he's like teetering on the fence. He just needs one more small push. Because after that, when Vegeta comes back to life, he doesn't really do much. He trains and trains and trains, and he's trying to become stronger, but he doesn't understand that being stronger is not necessarily like what makes you a Super Saiyan. I think you could probably argue that when you are another level. When you're a certain level of strength, you can transform. But let's not forget that Trunks, as a boy in the future timeline, he was a pretty weak Super Saiyan. And Goten, in the present timeline, when he transforms, he was a pretty weak Super Saiyan as well, in the big picture, like compared to other Super Saiyans when they transformed. And Goten probably was among, you know what, I might even argue to say Goten was like the weakest. But his emotional availability as part human, because he wasn't trained to like hide his emotions, made him different than the others. And I don't know why it was so easy for him to transform as a Super Saiyan and why it was so difficult for Gohan. I really don't know. Because Chi-Chi, that also kind of brings me to a point. I know I'm kind of going off on a tangent, but it makes me feel like Chi-Chi is the ultimate trainer of young Saiyan children to becoming super. Because if you have to be so emotionally unhinged to transform into a Super Saiyan when you're fighting your mother, then that's an emotional moment. Unlike anything else. Because Goku and Gohan, when they were training in the hyperbolic time chamber, Goku was pretty kind and pretty fair, but he was fighting Gohan the whole time. But he was helping Gohan understand what he needed to think about and what he needed to envision in order for the Super Saiyan transformation to become available to him. Chi-Chi, on the other hand, was just beating it out of her son, just stomping him, and then Goten couldn't take it anymore, and then he transformed. Now, the only one that we saw as a Super Saiyan that we didn't actually get to see his transformation was Kid Trunks. It was never made clear when he transformed for the first time. We saw him transform for ourselves for the first time when he was training with Vegeta, and Vegeta says, when did the legendary Super Saiyan transformation become a child's plaything? And he's upset that Trunks did it so easily. But I think even then, Vegeta being incapable of being in touch with his emotions outside of a few moments, like when he was with Goku dying in his arms as he was explaining to Goku how their race was destroyed by Frieza. I don't think he still understood how the Super Saiyan transformation was linked to emotions. But we don't really know, we don't know how that happened for Kid Trunks, I don't think they ever touched base on it. I don't think it was ever explained. I don't think we know what caused him to do it. Because obviously, Trunks and Goten, they were both born. Well, Trunks was born when the androids came around, but the androids weren't that big of a deal for us, or for the main storyline as they were in future Trunks' timeline. And he was also a baby, so he doesn't remember, so I don't really count that. Goten was born at a time of peace, because he was born right after Cell was defeated. And Kid Trunks was never really in any danger during the Android Saga and the Cell Saga. So they both grew up in times of stressless environments. Like, Goku transformed when he was fighting Frieza, right? And Gohan transformed while he was training with his dad in the hyperbolic time chamber to defeat Cell. Now, Gohan never had seen Cell, which made it difficult, so Goku told him that he needed to envision Frieza instead, level 24, one more level. And because since he had seen Frieza, he could use that as a motivation to transform, and then he did, but that was very, very difficult. It wasn't really clear if Chi-Chi did the same thing for Goten, if she was trying to push him to be a Super Saiyan, or if she was just talking mad-ish, and then Goten couldn't take it anymore, and then he transformed, because it's like, my mom is giving me a hard time, and I transformed. And I would expect that Trunks would transform into a Super Saiyan while training with his father, because I would expect Vegeta to be nasty to Trunks, and then Trunks would transform as well. Apologies if I misspoke at any point there. I'm trying to play this game, and I'm having these thoughts, and I'm just trying to share them, so if I misspoke or misspeak or anything like that, Hopefully you can understand what I'm trying to say. But I would expect that Frieza, see, did it right there. I would expect that Vegeta would talk crap to his son to help motivate him to transform him into a Super Saiyan. Like, you're weak, you're pathetic, you're never going to be a great warrior unless you become a Super Saiyan. Like, I expect to hear those words as Trunks from his father. You know what I mean? So, for whatever reason, Trunks was able to transform on his own without having had any influence from his father that we know of. Because Vegeta was caught off guard by it, and he didn't see that coming. And he asked, like, can the other son of Kakarot, Goten, can he transform as well? And Trunks is like, yeah, but he's weaker than me because I'm a year older. So, you know, I'm a bit stronger, so I can, you know, whatever. But I thought that was kind of an interesting thing. Like, how does Trunks transform into a Super Saiyan without Vegeta knowing? Because at the time, it seemed like Trunks and Vegeta, those two were the only ones around the Capsule Corp area and that had Saiyan strength, right? It's not like Yamcha was hanging around down there. Vegeta wouldn't allow that, I'm sure. Tien wasn't hanging out there. Chaozu wasn't there. Goku was dead. And Goten probably came around a little bit. So I guess I'm saying that I would think that Vegeta... I would expect Vegeta to be training with his son more. But it seemed like Vegeta probably just was like, you know what, screw it. Like, I'm better off without him. I can do it by myself. And that's probably why he didn't know of Trunks' transformation. So... the only logical explanation for Trunks to transform would be if him and Goten were fighting each other and Trunks transformed first. But that's also not clear. We don't know if Trunks transformed into a Super Saiyan first. We do know, at least, that Goten on record is the youngest Super Saiyan. And then Trunks, and then Gohan, I think, was a little bit older than Trunks at that time. Because they're, what, like 6 and 7 or 7 and 8? And I think Gohan was 11 when he transformed. Something like that. I believe. If I'm not mistaken, correct me in the comments below if you're listening to this. So I think about that, and I'm like, well, the most logical thing is Trunks and Goten were fighting, and Trunks transformed, beat the crap out of Goten, and then Goten would have later transformed against his mother in training. So I like to tell myself it went down like this. Oh god, Piccolo's getting beat up. Trunks and Goten fight. Man, I need some energy so I can shoot these guys from a distance. Oh, I'm getting hit by bombs. Trunks and Goten fight. Trunks transforms. Beats Goten. Goten is upset that he can't transform. Fights his mom. Wants to become stronger. Okay, I need to back up. Because if I... yeah, these guys are just bombing like crazy. I need to get out of here. Without... God. Nope, we need to go. If I get hit one more time, it's over. Ah, nope. That thing's gonna get me. Crap. What do I do? What do I do? What do I do? Nope. I can't. Oh, I'm so screwed. I need to get around these guys without getting hit, and that thing will hit me for sure. So they're gonna hit me with bombs. Damn. And there's this thing here. I'm trapped. I have no health. And I can't get around that thing. Damn. I played that too close to the chest and then I freaking lost. This is freaking hard. What am I gonna do? I need health items because I can't heal. Whatever. We'll just continue. Ah, son of a... that sucks. To do all that again. Hopefully you don't mind. We're just gonna keep doing it because this is a long one. The grind on this sucks big time. I'm really upset, and I didn't get that gold capsule. I need to play a lot more conservatively and smarter. I had a little bit of health, and I ended up getting stuck in a spot where I was surrounded by those bomb-throwing goons, and they just tore me apart. But anyway, yeah, I think that's how it happened. I feel like Goten transformed into Super Saiyan to deal with Trunks. That's what I think. But it seemed like. It didn't seem necessarily like Chi-Chi wanted that to happen, because I remember now that Chi-Chi was actually really upset when he transformed. Called him like a monster and a goon or whatever. But also it makes you wonder, like I have to assume that that's the case with Trunks against Goten anyway, because you'll recall that Goten couldn't fly either. So Goten not being able to fly gives Trunks a massive advantage, because I don't think it was ever made clear, but I think it's safe to assume that... dang it, they're getting too close. It's safe to assume that Trunks never had a problem flying. Also, you would have to think that even if Vegeta didn't train with Trunks that much, I seriously doubt that Vegeta would ever allow Trunks to live it down if he found out that his son couldn't fly. He couldn't care less about Goten, of course, but I mean, that's the only thing that makes sense to me. Sorry, guys, I apologize. I can't believe that I grew 4 levels and then I let myself get killed because I was careless. Because the thing is, I gotta be pretty chill about my approach to this. I can't be so aggressive because then I'll end up getting killed. You know, these guys, there's so many when they get up on you like that. It's like that. Dang it. It's like that Piper Perry meme. Piccolo and then just a bunch of tiger goons. Ugh, that scene. You know what? I'm gonna Photoshop that. I'm gonna post it to my YouTube channel after you guys see this. There we go. Give me that big chicken, son. Also, that doesn't really make a lot of sense. Why are Dr. Gero's robots dropping chickens? I don't understand that. Trying to get revenge on these fools for the damage that they caused me. See, I could probably take 1 or 2 on at a time. Dang. I got that golden capsule, didn't I? I'm pretty sure I did. I gotta be careful not to pigeonhole myself in a situation like that again where I end up getting stuck. Because I'm just too weak of level. I can't take on Dr. Gero at this point. Wouldn't that be so funny if I made the video thumbnail for this? That Piper Perry meme? If you don't know what it is, don't look it up. If you know what it is, then you know what I'm talking about, obviously. But alright. So we're now 22, right? Yeah. Alright, we're gonna keep doing this a little bit, and I'm going to... If I get halfway to health and I'm not confident that I can survive, that's when I'm gonna go and save it. Yeah, you put that bomb away. I want to be level 25 before I take on Gero, because I don't think there's any way that I can live. Dang it. Yep, here we go. Cheap bomb throwing. Granted, I'm also like firing ki blasts at them and wiping them out that way. But you know what? Whatever. Take that. Cool. If the game was consistent, if it had a smart system to recognize, like, hey, you're low on health, let's you know, hook that up, then that would be much better. Because I feel like too often we get stuck in a situation where, yeah, that's happening, where you get a ton of damage on you and you don't get any health dropping, and that's the part that sucks. It's also not made clear to me where these tiger goons are coming from. I don't remember them in the anime or the manga. But maybe I'm mistaken. Maybe they are in there. I don't know. And it's not until the 3rd and final installment of the Legacy of Goku trilogy, Boost Fury, where we get the block ability. So I'm kind of just like sitting here looking like I'm blocking as I take hits, but taking massive damage. But Boost Fury, I don't know. I know Legacy Goku 1 received somewhat negative reviews, and having just played it again for YouTube, I can see why. It is a garbage game in so many ways. We're getting close to that point where I feel like I'm going to get killed. Dang it, wrong way. But Legacy Goku 2 received pretty favorable reviews, if I recall. And then I think there were some moderate negative reviews on Boost Fury as well. But the thing I like about that one is that it gave you that ability to block. I didn't play that game too much, though. Never beat it. I think I barely played it. I think I had a friend that had it, but I never had it. So like I don't know if that really counts to say like I played it. It was more like I tried it one day, so I didn't actually play it. But that significantly reduces damage income from enemies. If I can get these guys to be one-on-one, that's fine. You bomb-throwing bastard. There we go. Sorry, I hate cussing in my videos, so I don't know if I would consider bastard a cuss word, but I'm just gonna be careful not to do that. Punch 3. Dang it! I want to know how many punches it takes to beat these guys. It's like how many licks does it take to get the center of a Tootsie Pop? How many punches does it take to destroy this tiger? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6. 6. There's a critical. We'll get there. We'll get there. Piccolo grinding episode. So I've already used Piccolo in several two thumbnails so far in this series, but we're playing as Piccolo quite a bit. Actually, wait a minute. I didn't bother to check. Can I change from Piccolo to another character? I mean, I wouldn't because Vegeta's off and I don't think I can play him right now, and Gohan would be weaker than Piccolo. Gohan didn't really do much in this part of the saga. It's not until he becomes a Super Saiyan where he's actually useful. Yeah, we're getting dangerously close. There's a little health there. Come on. There we go. No key energy either. Gonna have to be careful about the fights. Gotta get this guy by himself. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1. Yeah, get out of there. Get out of there, Piccolo. Yeah, can't afford that anymore. Cannot afford that anymore. Ah, dang it. I can't afford it. I have to level up with this guy by himself. Ooh, he gave me key energy. Okay. That's the only thing I can do. I'm going to fight this guy until I level up, which is annoying, but it's the only thing I can do. Oh, he got me. Yeah, that's the cutoff right there. I can't lose any more health. I have to be safe. Yeah, and he's not going to drop anything for me either. This is going to take a minute. Come on, Piccolo, you're tougher than this. Yes. I'm getting so low on health. This one guy, if I don't beat him, I'm screwed. That gave me a little bit of energy. I'll take that. Come on, give me some health, game. I have maybe 3 more of these guys I have to kill, but I have to make sure that I don't let them hit me once like that. Okay, a little bit of health. I think that replenished just as much as I took from that one hit. Maybe 2 more? 2 more guys, and then we can take this down. My playthroughs in these Game Boy Advance Legacy of Goku ones in particular are they're never this long. But since the last one where Vegeta as a Super Saiyan took on Android 19 was kind of short, I feel like I'm just gonna, yeah, there we go. I'm just gonna keep it. Okay, we need to go back and save it now because I'm not doing all that again. I know I could beat these guys. Ah, if it wasn't for those freaking bombs, man. Okay, we're getting health dropping. That's good. There we go. And you. 5 hits. There we go. So it seems like every level it reduces the amount of hits it takes to defeat these guys. Get out of here. 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, maybe not. Okay, maybe I'm wrong completely. Whatever. There we go, baby. Dang it, they're so fast to turn and blast you. Sorry, we got full health back, so it's okay. Alright, let's go back up, and then I'm going to save it, and then I'm going to try and see what it's like to fight Dr. Gero. I don't know if it's really going to go that well, but if it's anything like that Krillin fight from earlier in the series, oh my gosh, I'm not looking forward to that. I feel like this guy they back up quite a bit so they can get a good rocket shot off. Alright, let's go back up. Wait, did that just show blood when I ran into that? Do you see that red? That's not his arms, is it? Maybe it is. Yeah, it is his arms. Okay, I thought it was blood. From a certain angle, if you watch that really closely, when it runs into a wall, there's like red that shows up. Android 19's hat. Oh wait, that's Android 20's hat. Sorry, forgot that. Yeah, Android 20's hat. I kept on saying the wrong one the whole time. I forgot. Android 20 looks like the Russian, and Android 19 kind of looks like a Russian nesting doll, but he had like a smaller hat. Oh my goodness, you guys must have been so annoyed with me getting that wrong the whole time. Are you effing kidding me? I could have swapped to Vegeta the whole time? Oh my god. That's so annoying. Okay, we're gonna go beat the crap out of Android 20 right now then. Alright, Vegeta. Let's see. I think we can transform in just a second. I just want to make sure. So annoying. I got that level all the way up just to come as Vegeta. Come on, Vegeta, you got this. 252 damage in that crit. Oh, Dr. Gero, you got nothing, boy. My Super Saiyan form? Yeah, kick the crap out of you. Oh, that was good. Oh, man. And I grinded so hard as Piccolo. That's so annoying. Hopefully you enjoyed that sort of podcast-y episode that we just had. Oh, my God. What a waste of technology. You're telling me. I don't understand. My data indicates that your abilities could not have improved this much. If I'm not mistaken, Piccolo actually does encounter Android 20 here for a brief moment and then chops his arm off, I think. Data indicates that your abilities could not have improved this much. Your data may have been accurate if we hadn't been warned about your arrival 3 years before you got here. In other words, we've been preparing for you. Hey guys, look, Trunks is here. Nice, I should be able to play as Trunks going forward. Trunks, how bizarre. That guy has the same name as... My son? I should have known. A Super Saiyan from the future. Of course, it has to be. He's my son. Unbelievable. Duh. Now what? Another one? I don't have any data on this one. What is going on here? I have made far too many errors in my calculations. What's going on? This isn't one of the androids from my future. This one is different. And Piccolo, you notice, is like, oh god. How can he be different? I'm not sure. This is mind-boggling. Maybe history changed and it changed the appearance of the androids. Either that or this is just a first generation and there are more on the way. Enjoy your short-lived victory while you are able, for I will unleash Android 17 and 18 to destroy you all. Precisely. 17 and 18. Dun, dun, dun. I think that android was Dr. Gero, says Bulma. Also, why do Bulma's shoulders look like they're so big? She's got such wide shoulders. Dr. Gero, how could you possibly know a thing like that? I know what I saw, Vegeta. I've seen his picture before in one of my dad's science magazines. There's a picture of that old guy, and underneath it in big bold letters it said Dr. Gero. You told us a pack of lies. Curse you, boy. So Dr. Gero was destroyed by the androids he created. You didn't tell us he turned himself into one. The timeline, as I know it, must have changed when I traveled here from the future. Oh man, I was afraid this was going to happen, but it was a calculated risk I had to take. What if those androids Dr. Gero mentioned are the ones that you know? Do the androids in your timeline absorb energy attacks like the first two? No, they don't need to. Their energy lasts forever. That's preposterous. They have to run out of energy sometime. They never actually explain that more as to how 17 and 18 don't run out of energy. And you'll recall that after Piccolo fuses with Kami and becomes like Super Piccolo or whatever, and he fights 17, he's pretty much even dead on against him. But 17 in those episodes and chapters of the manga, you can see him like heavy breathing, like he's tired, like he's getting worn out. And he bleeds as well, so it's a weird thing. It's an inconsistency with the dialogue versus what you actually see, but whatever. That always bugged me. How come Goku isn't here right now? Well, he came down with that weird heart virus. He went home to get that antidote that you gave him. I can't believe history has slipped this much. Bulma, do you know where Dr. Gero's lab is? Well, now that you mention it, I think I remember reading Dr. Gero's lab was hidden in a cave somewhere in the northern mountains. Why would you put that in a science magazine? Alright, let's go find that lab. Could you imagine some sort of interviewer with like the local news and he's like talking to Dr. Gero and he's all like, yo, Gero, where's your lab? Oh, it's in a hidden area in a lab in the mountains. Let's power down. Zoom. There we go. Cool. Alright, well that was a very long episode. Vegeta came in for the win since Piccolo wasn't really carrying his own weight, but there we go. Let's end it right here. Thank you guys for watching. I know I talked quite a bit in this one, and this was a bit of a longer episode, but hopefully you enjoyed it. I will see you guys tomorrow at the same time, 10 a.m., where we continue our playthrough Legacy of Goku II, and we get to meet Android 17 and 18. Be safe, be well, and I will see you then. Take care.